This is the story of Ochuku, the slave boy who became a savior. My children, gather round this sacred flame. Let me tell you the tale of a boy named Ochuku. A boy born into chains, yet destined to break them and wear a crown of honor. In the land of thick mangroves and oily waters, where the river speaks and the wind whispers old secrets, his name still echoes in the hearts of the free. Ochuku was born under the mangrove shadows of Ogedigbon village, a child of the river people. His mother, Mina, was a fisherwoman, his father, a skilled canoe carver. But fate struck like thunder when the warrior chief of the neighboring town, Arokpo, raided Ogedigbon during the Harmattan season. Homes were burned. Children were chained. Among them, Ochuku, only 9 years old. He was sold to a slave merchant in Warri and later carried off to Bonny Island, where he was forced to serve in the compound of a brutal Ijopom canal trader named Tonya Dapa. For years, Ochuku slept on cold mud floors and fetched water from morning till night. His back bore the words of the whip. But his mind was sharp like a crocodile's teeth. Tonya's sons laughed at Ochuku's silence, unaware that he listened closely. He learned how to count bags of kernels, measure oil in barrels, and bargain in markets. He watched ships come from distant lands, white sails glowing like ghosts in the sun. One day, when he was 15, a Portuguese merchant noticed how Ochuku calculated faster than the local clerks. The man, Senor Alvaro, bought Ochuku's freedom. But Ochuku did not return home. No. He followed the merchant to Lagos, then Accra, then far away to Brazil. In Bahia, Ochuku learned to read and write in Portuguese. He studied trade routes, learned about sugar, cotton, and even the beginnings of machines. He worked under Alvaro until he was 25, then started his own small trading company. Buying kola nuts and selling salt, exporting palm oil back to Africa. Within a decade, he was known as Senor Negro, the black merchant of Bahia. But he never forgot Ogedigbon. His village still lived in his dreams. His mother's voice, the smell of smoked fish, the way the river hummed at dusk. So in the year 1852, Ochuku returned. But what he found broke his heart. Ogedigbon was no longer the village he knew. The once busy waters were poisoned by conflict. Chief Okoro, a tyrant who rose in Ochuku's absence, had enslaved his own people to build a palace on stilts over the river. Fishermen were forced to give their catch to the palace guards. Girls were taken to serve. Boys were branded as laborers. Ochuku, dressed in foreign clothes, arrived with canoes filled with goods. Rice, salt, tools, cloth, and most of all, hope. The people whispered, "Who is this fine man with eyes like dawn?" And the old griot said, "That is Ochuku, son of Mina." The boy they took. Tears flowed. Drums were beaten. But Ochuku had no time for sentiment. He called the people together in the village square and said, "You gave me birth. Now I give you back your freedom." He offered Chief Okoro a deal. Gold and trade if he stepped down, exile if he refused. Okoro laughed and ordered Ochuku's arrest. But Ochuku had come prepared. With him were guards from Bonny and Boyan sailors armed with guns and cannons. In a short but thunderous battle, Chief Okoro's palace was destroyed, his guards fled, and he was sent into the forest in disgrace. Ochuku did not take the title of chief. Instead, he formed a council made up of elders, women, and youths. He built schools along the riverbank, taught children how to trade, how to write, how to build ships. He gave each fisherman back his canoe and taught young girls how to read and manage markets. He rebuilt the shrine of the water goddess and offered yams and libations